This is Ouch My Wallet, hosted by Robert Simmons, a production of the TFYLP Network. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ouch My Wallet on this, unintentional April Fool's edition. So I have four fools with me, us spending our hard-earned money on plastic garbage. So, as normal, I'm your host, Rob. With me today is Lucas.
Hey.
Paul.
Hello.
And Mr. Jim.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Long time no see.
Yeah. So, I know Paul has just been itching and dying to show us some stuff. He was very mad with me that canceled the show for last week just because
I wasn't.
He
was mad.
Raging.
I didn't spit.
He was raging.
I didn't spit flame.
He was breaking shit. He was flipping tables. It was nuts. So yeah, why don't you kick it off, Paul? Let us see some of the goodies you've gotten.
Okay. So earlier this year, I said oh, my budget's blown. I'm not buying anything. Well, imagine that.
Like all those Star Screams. Was that before or after the Star Screams?
This was the Star Screams. I was like, well, this is it. I'm done. Not.
Never say never.
So things just, happen to show up. You can't plan for these events when they happen, whether there's a pandemic or a, baby coming or something like that. You never know. So when it's hot, I don't know. You get stuff when it comes. Yeah, it was really bad. That's how excited I am to show this stuff. I can't even speak. So this is what I'll start with tonight, and this doesn't look like much. This is obviously Mr. Soundwave, right? Our old buddy. What's interesting about this is if you look really close, and you can't see really because it's reflecting the computer, the sticker looks a little weird, right? Or just looks like a worn sticker.
Yeah.
It's not. It's the IGA horrible butchered stickers that were actually how they all came.
Huh.
And so IGA meaning this is Mr. Mexican Soundwave.
Oh, nice.
This is IGA Plasticos Soundwave, which is generally not super different than the regular one, except there's a different. Everything's a little. It's like a more of a teal blue than your regular Soundwave, so it actually looked a little faded comparatively. But there was a guy on Facebook in one of the groups that was selling this, and it was loose, and it even came with the laser beaks. Or the buzzsaw. So this is a Mexican buzzsaw here as well. But the buzzsaw is broken. So the price on this was under $100, and I was like, sure, because I don't have a Mexican Soundwave.
I mean, it definitely looks like it's been well loved as well.
It's not. It's definitely been. It's probably been played with a bit. I mean, it's not like perfect. I mean, if this would be like $500 if it was
in
like,
the box,
right out of the box. Yeah, in the box you're talking shit ton. But I do have this is a reissue Soundwave. You're not really going to be able to tell the difference.
Oh no, those blues are totally different.
Yeah, but this is a reissue, so you mean the real comparison should be a vintage G1 Soundwave, but they are quite. I call the Mexican one it's a pearlescent blue.
I mean, the reissue looks almost purplish blue by comparison.
Yeah, it's very much more a navy. So reissue, Mexican.
So what's the difference with the stickers in hand? Because they look like they're overly shiny, like they're almost hologram level stickers or something.
They're chrome, just like the regular stickers. There typically are some differences in the stickers, the decals in the Mexican versions. You really have to kind of dig into the history of this stuff to see, because there's just really weird differences. Like one of the coolest Mexican toys is the Prowl, It's like they call it black prowl because it's actually got all. It's like only the wheel wells are white, the hood and everything else is black for some reason. They just like didn't paint it, and so actually a lot of people consider that to be like, oh, that's G1 Barricade, which it isn't, but you know, it's a fun thing to pretend. And like, there's another Optimus Prime called Murder Prime, where I guess I call it Murder Prime because there was lead in the paint for some reason, so they like put this. So the yellow paint, they decided to cover it up with other paint, and they just like took a Q-tip with this bright ass red paint and just like smeared it in the eyes. So he's got like these scary explosion fire eyes. It's just awful. So I call that Murder Prime.
I just looked up this
I was able to
Black
get
Prowl. I'd never seen that before. I mean, he's not all black. But he has a lot of black on him.
It's very sought after for the crazy collector. It's like a Mexican mini bot or something, you know, like it's that level because it's official. It's in the box that way, and the Soundwave is relatively close to what it's supposed to be. It's just like the plastic quality is different, and it's just, you know, it's an oddity. It's a rare piece, and I was able to snag it from someone on Facebook. So.
That's very cool.
Now, when you called it Murder Prime, for some reason, the first thing that came to mind was the red feet. I figured maybe it was Murder Prime because he kept stepping on people. That's why the feet were red.
That's the French one.
But
French.
Okay. Let me ask you this: what does IGA stand for as far as this? Because anytime anybody says it or posts about an IGA G1 figure, my first thought is the grocery store chain. You know, I grew up. If I want to go to the store, I went to IGA. You know, so do we know what this means?
You'd have to look it up, but it's something. It's the logo is IGA, so that's why everyone just abbreviates it. It's Ignacio something. I don't know. I'm making it. I don't know what it means.
Was it just a distributor in Mexico?
It was a manufacturer.
Okay.
Yeah, the manufacturer and like, you know. They were the logo on the box where you say Hasbro or there's Milton Bradley. Yeah. It's like down in the bottom left corner. It'll be IGA. It's a white box with like black letters. So if you're ever searching for the stuff on eBay, search IGA in front of any character or just Transformers and see what comes up. And sometimes there's some wild stuff. Sometimes there's some very mislabeled stuff that shows up. But you can search IGA or Mexico or Mexican, you know, Prowl or something. But those really sought after toys, you know, they're not getting sold on eBay anymore. You know, like they're getting sold private sale on like Facebook.
Yeah.
So would you consider all these a grail then, Paul?
I mean, they're rarer than American stuff. I mean, in America, I don't go. I've never gone toy hunting in South America, so I don't really know, and I don't speak Spanish, so like I wouldn't get far trying. But I would, you know, this wasn't a grail for me. This just popped up, and I was like, oh, sweet, you know, it fills a gap. So, and it's in decent enough shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got it for $90 shipped, which I was like, okay, sounds fine, and I'm happy with it. Like it's
very cool.
It's cool.
All right, so nice. Jim, why don't you go next since you haven't been on the show in a while?
I don't know if I could top that IGA. That's
he's got more
incredible G1 options.
It only gets worse from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why you don't want to be on the show with Paul.
We're all
right?
going to be outclassed tonight. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Well,
not usually.
maybe.
I have Cyberverse toys to share, Lucas.
Yeah.
So this is
you got to make up.
my turn to shine.
Well, first for this, I got recently. I actually got them on. There was a special running on. It was Target.com for both of these, and this one was some kind of promotion where I was able to buy Leader Class Berk of the Moon Megatron from Studio Series, and I had another Studio Series figure that I paired in with it, and got both for the price, the regular price of the Leader Class.
I'll start where they had the buy one get one half
and
off.
I think that's might have been what it was.
And the Voyagers were mispriced at $30 for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Or the
$20.
loaders were, sorry. Yeah.
The pre-order for Overload went back up for all of 5 minutes.
And you snagged it?
And I was able to snag one.
It was on Amazon like the whole last week and a half. It might still be there.
Oh yeah.
And it's $30. See,
I'm kind of bummed because originally I had signed up for a red card because they had the promotion where you could get like $25 off on a coupon if you get a red card. And I was going to do that for the Overload, and the pre-order sold out right before the red card arrived.
Mm.
But it was my intention. I was going to get like a $5 Overload. It was going to be awesome. But that's okay. But this Megatron though, this has actually surprised me. The intricacies, if I can English, I can't words. Sorry. Of the transformation. Some items are harder to fill in during a transformation than others. To kind of get them, because you feel like you're going to break it. But overall, I was thoroughly impressed. As I had the Voyager class from Dark of the Moon 2011 years ago, and this is so much better. The detail on it, still a little unsure of the whole flappy fabric thing.
I was pretty down with the cloth goods. That's not something Hasbro does a lot, especially for Transformers.
Well, yeah, it's not something Transformers typically do.
I mean, if it wasn't for the chest straps or whatever, it'd be terrible because it's not form-fitting at all. But I think the chest strap keeps it in place, and I dug it. I swapped out for mine.
Yeah, it'd be more like some kind of Holocaust cloak or something,
I don't like how hollow that toy is when it's in truck mode, but it's all underneath and stuff. It doesn't really affect anything. And the transformation's straightforward, and it has a lot of detail on him in robot mode. He's a cool looking robot.
Well, what it made up for it with me was the weapon storage. It is hollow in truck mode, admittedly, but half the vehicle is his calves.
Yeah.
And the way they were able to get everything to kind of collapse down without getting too ridiculous with, cankles or whatever. Overall, it's nice.
I got mine from our buddy Nick, and who's Big Ten Robot, sponsor of the TF Talk News show, or has been the past couple episodes. He was able to go down to Hasbro when they were doing that blowout sale. Remember that?
Oh, you got it. What for like $5 or something?
No. I think it was like $25 shipped to me or whatever from Nick.
Oh, that's still
yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, it was a great price for it. And I was like, at that price, I'll pick it up. I wasn't interested in it at $50, but.
Jim, do you feel like that is a leader class toy, like a solid, or do you think that suffers from like the whole Voyager versus leader discussion that's going on?
See, scale in the studio series, I've thought was better than it has been in the movie line. May not be perfect, of course. When has scale ever been perfect in Transformers? But overall, I thought this was a decent scale for what it is. Being a leader class. I think it displays well with other figures in a similar scale. Like compared to Voyager Prime, for instance, this Megatron would have been bigger because he's the semi and the tanker. He's not just the truck. So I wasn't too bothered by that. One thing I kind of wish, I understand that Megatron. I kind of wish there was some kind of way to kind of mount it further up on the arm so that you could pretend it's an arm cannon or something. But
I forget. Can you strap it to his back? Does it have like a peg back there for that? Like to like slung over his back? Yeah.
I think it does. Hang on. Let me.
It's been a while since I've actually seen that. I thought that toy was great. Oh yeah, there you go.
How about that?
So I think you can actually put his hand back there and like you can almost grab it. So
that is neat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
Compared to
I think that's a great toy.
I honestly didn't notice because I hadn't read the instructions. But that's what's up. That's cool.
I liked that. Compared to some other leaders, it at least was an imposing figure in robot mode. Like some of the Siege leaders have been doing. Siege, Earthrise, whatever.
And the kind of the rustic paint apps are really well done too. I like how they did those. As opposed to like the battle damage from Siege or whatever. These are actually the weather effect.
A lot more purposeful.
Actually, looks really good.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the paint apps on the Studio Series figures have been really good. Like I really like that Grimlock that they released too, and then the Soundwave. I think that they did a pretty good job as well.
Yeah, I missed out on the Grimlock. I'm gonna have to.
Or Shockwave, I mean. Sorry.
Oh, it's Igor, I think.
That's the
I
second
wish.
Igor
I
figure
know. I
we've
wish
gotten.
too.
Is it now?
Uh-huh.
Where was the first?
Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of the dog. That's not the dog thing, is it?
Yeah, no, it's a little troll with a green
Okay.
face.
Yeah, of all the characters in the movie, I never thought that would get a toy. And that's really cool. I'm glad you reminded us of that.
I'm still not sure why they bothered to make it. I mean,
It's a cool throw-in.
Screen accurate.
It's a cool pack-in, kind of like the Slug figures that came with Shockwave. And
yeah,
yet there's still no Frenzy. Everyone bitches about.
not yet. Not yet. I wish there would have been.
Go ahead,
But
Jim.
what I did get with the coupons, Overload was sold out and everything, is I combined together their recent their recent sale on Target.com of was it 25% off any one toy? I think it was.
Yep.
For any one qualifying toy. Paired that with my $25 off coupon, the fact I got 5% off by paying with a red card and free shipping, and the fact that I'm just gorgeous and awesome.
Are you doing like
That's what I was
Dynamics here?
I tried, but overall, I don't think it did too bad. And I've only transformed this like maybe one time. I am noticing some similar pieces to the Voyager class.
Megatron.
Yeah, the Megatron from not Dark of the Moon, not Age of Extinction, Revenge of the Fallen. There we go, the second film. Yeah, like the tank treads down in the feet. Those are seemingly the same ones because they would be like the ones that would split the tops of the thighs. So I could tell that it shares some tooling with that Megatron. Some pieces reused, but overall, the transformation is different enough. I don't mind it, and I think it looks passable in both modes. Because I mean, thinking back, did we ever really see Shockwave all that closely in vehicle mode? I think most of his scenes were just him walking around in an imposing manner while this driller went through the buildings.
I'm not sure, and I'm not going to watch the movie again to find out.
Oh yeah, but what I do notice is there's some parts on here that are more rubbery,
Yeah.
which I've not really seen as much from the studio series that I can recall. Like the little blade here on the arm, the whole thing.
It makes it not stick in very well.
I'm noticing that. I'm just trying to kind of slip it in there so it just stays. But like if you were to shake the crap out of it, it would probably fall out.
Yeah.
Amazing detail on this one too. Because I mean, it has a lot of more nooks and crannies than most. I suppose because of the design of the chest, maybe. I don't know. Not really sure why he has jet engines on his back. I don't recall him flying. But overall,
those are accurate.
Are they?
Yeah, and you can also pull them right off too if you don't like them.
Yeah, I did find that out. I was trying to pull it out of the blister. What I try to do for the most part, if I can manage to get the figure out of its blister or out of its insert without compromising any twist ties or plastic straps or anything, I will, because that makes it easier to then put it back in and display it without it flopping around its own box. Was not able to do that with this one. I had to cut all of those. But anyway, yeah, like the fingers are the rubber, the cannon, the hose, the hose, of course, which even the G1 had a hose. But yeah, it so far I'm pretty impressed with it. Doesn't have weathering or anything like Megatron did that I'm noticing.
Like they use the purple is applied like in a weathering pattern in some areas on that, which I wish it had been a little bit brighter of a purple and a little bit more used on it, but it's still not bad at all. But sometimes the purple, it's so dark it doesn't come through as much as it could.
I'm seeing that now, like on the knees. I'm noticing. Okay, yeah, I hadn't really gotten that quick to look at it. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, and then what blew me away is, oh my God,
Those are so going to get lost.
Chili and brains.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, these are my middle fingernails. You
I'm
can't
not even
tell.
sure
That's
where
how
mine are at now.
these freaking things
what
are.
we're going to see is
If you're not sure where they're at, then you will never find them again.
like
Yep.
I'm just,
in a couple years.
Plastic baggies are your friend.
In a couple
Yeah.
years, like when people rotate their collections out and whatnot, and go to sell older figures, you're going to see a lot of that figure for sale without the little guys, not because they're keeping them, just because no one knows where they are.
and they're rubbery too.
Yep.
But even at this small of a scale, I mean, look like compared to my thumb, that is
Yeah.
insane. Even with this small of scale, they have incredible detail. They're not just formless, shapeless stick figures or whatever, like you might expect from other figures. Um, and they have paint apps on the eyes, on the hair. I guess you can call that hair. Is that hair? I don't know. It looks like
Portable
hair.
hair.
Yeah. I mean, this is just ridiculous, and I love it.
It's definitely the best brains figure we've ever gotten.
Have we ever got?
No, that's the joke.
I don't know that we've ever gotten one before.
That's the joke.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know him to have one, or even then, what he would transform into. Um, my one request though would have been to have some kind of way in order to anchor them on some little pegs, because I was looking at the Shockwave, and on the top here, he has what would be, I guess, comparative to Titan Return. He has some pegs on the top of like the turbine sections on his back, and so I would like for something to be able to secure so he could stand on top, of Shockwave as if they're like attacking him or whatever. I don't know, but it'd probably be no contest, I'm sure. But yeah, these were just amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed these. So overall, I guess go ahead and call these Donnomics by proxy,
Yeah.
because I'm not Don,
Yeah.
I call it being a savvy collector, dude.
Yes, I have been converted. I have joined the choir.
Yeah, that Target sale was great. I'm just hoping all my pre-orders
They'll get canceled.
there doesn't become a problem with that, or they get canceled or whatever. Just because,
Yeah.
like, I literally have, I think, all of the stuff that they put up for pre-order that they announced or whatever. Like
The Toy First stuff.
all of that's at Target. Yeah, all the Toy Fair stuff. Yeah.
All right, so why don't you go next for us, Lucas?
All right, so this is the only plastic I actually have for tonight. I have a couple other things, but they're not made of plastic. So it came in a box, but I went ahead and transferred. I haven't actually had a chance to set it up yet. But this is from Nanef. This is their Omega Supreme.
Oh, the track.
The track
kit. The track kit. So
Yeah,
this
I
comes
saw
with
those.
like a crap ton of different tracks, and then it comes with all the different connectors, and then it comes with little stages, so that way they can be elevated up just the same as the regular Mega Supreme. And
I swear I thought you had a baggie of sliced cheese. That's what it looked like.
that's what it looked like. But anyway, so
That's a big
I
bag
think
of
it was
crap.
like $35
That is a lot.
to like ship or something like that. And yeah, it comes with like I don't know, it was like eight of the corner pieces, 10 of the regular pieces, and then all the connectors and all that. So
Does it go upside down, and can it go up the side of the wall? It's making me think of the old electric race car tracks,
So you got all that for just 35?
Yeah. So this
Man.
is the whole kit that comes with it. So
But you could not get that much from Hasbro for $35.
No, definitely not. So, but yeah, no, it was something when he announced it, like it seems like a while ago. I was pretty excited just because like the Hasbro kit is cool, but it's like, you really just want extra track. And so the color isn't exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
I wouldn't expect it to be. I mean, there's no way you can get an exact match for home kit stuff. It's just...
Yeah.
But it looks pretty close.
So But yeah, no, it was pretty close. And I think, once we get all the city bots, I'd really kind of like to set something up on, in my collection room with all the city bots set up and whatnot. So
You can get Sean to paint your Omega Supreme built-in tracks along with the other tracks. That way they'll all match.
there you go. There you go.
Sure, that won't be
So,
tedious at all.
He'll use primer.
Or maybe he'll just dye
Right.
it.
Bad idea.
Awesome. So you haven't set them up yet?
Yeah, because diets never work.
I haven't. No, I mean, I've kind of messed around with it a little bit, connecting it, but I just haven't really had time. I mean, I know we've all been so busy lately. So
Cool. All right. I'm going to go next. I'm going to go with actually I'm going to go with the one I have a story behind. Not that the item itself is really that, impressive or not, but this has been my Action Master Shockwave I've had for a while. And you'll notice parts like if you need an Optimus Prime gun, well, there's 50 of them. Go buy one. These don't show up that often, or if they do, sometimes they're way more expensive than they're worth, in my opinion. So like, one came up on sale for eBay sometime last year. I was like, cool, bought it, and nothing. I messaged them like, hey, you gonna send this? Did you send it yet? This and that, and then nothing. And I got a refund from eBay, and the seller unregistered. And it wasn't like one of the Chinese ripoff things. Like, I hope the person is all right. Who knows? It was somebody in the U.S. that was like just had a few random toys for sale. He got some other negative feedbacks at the same time. He just disappeared. So I was like, okay, whatever.
He gone.
Yeah, and then I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I decided to look for it again. Every now and again, like every month or so, I'll search eBay and look around, see what's up. I see somebody has the fist fight figure, just it, complete, for like $15. So like, cool, bought it. And then, again, nothing. And I messaged the person, and they're like, oh yeah, tracking, it's going to go out Monday. I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, I'll upload tracking. Like, okay, no big deal, I'm patient. Monday happens, nothing. It's Tuesday, I messaged them, hey, what's up? No response for a few days. Then they respond, and they're like, sorry, it's coming. I'm about to get it. I'll have it out, end of the day today or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine.
Right.
Next day, they still haven't shipped, so I'm like, hey, just give me a refund. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. And no response for a day or two, and then someone responds, hi, this is the person's sister. There was a family emergency, and it couldn't go out. I'd like to get this out to you. Like, just give me a day to look for it. Like, if you really want a refund, I'll send it to you, but, I'm going to get this out. And I was like, no, just give me my money back. Like, I'm trying not to open a case for it, because a seller can just cancel the order, And like a day later, they said, fine. They're like, here you go. I went ahead and, refunded you, and like, sorry about this. So like, if I'm going to find it, and I'm going to send it to you anyways. Never did. I mean, which is whatever. So this damn thing is cursed. So I bought it a third time a couple weeks ago. Seller ships it out like next day. It gets in. Missing an arm. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why is it so hard to get a goddamn fist fight? And I triple checked the pictures. They're both there. I messaged the seller, and I'm like, oh God, here we go again. Like, it's, missing an arm. Like, maybe did you just drop it? Did it fall off? And thankfully, he said, oh, yes, it did. I'm sorry about that. And he sent me the arm. And so,
oh wow,
and I mean, and it was a
Hail Mary.
It didn't have the gun. I already had the gun, but it's actually in nicer condition than the one I had as well. It was like, I don't know, $20 or whatever, $25 because it didn't have the gun. Action Master Shockwave with all its parts sometimes goes for a little pricier for common Action Masters. But like, it was just, I've never had that much trouble buying stuff from U.S. sellers on eBay. Like, yeah, the China stuff, you're like, that's a little too good to be true, but I'll roll the dice and you get ripped off every time. But, yeah, so
Rob, Peter says that if you had just bought this originally in 1990, you would have been fine.
sorry.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, come on.
when I was 9, I was already past Transformers. Little did I know. I was going to go.
No one's ever truly passed Transformers.
Yeah.
Ever.
Actually, you know what? No, I think I was still into them. Well, I think I still had them. I don't think I was really getting any more. But I remember where I lived when I was 9 and 10, and I remember taking my bag of Transformers and trading it to another kid for like a bag of like Micromasters or something. You know what I mean? Like you kid, you got tired of toys, you traded them for the next big thing, or whatever you were into. And I had a crap ton of micro machines at that time. But yeah, so that was my long ass story of how it took basically 3.5 attempts to finally get Fist Fights arms. That's all I wanted was Fist Fights arms.
I feel like that story was familiar, but we didn't have the ending last time I heard it, so it's nice to know.
Like,
and you might have said it privately to me at TFCon or something, But glad to know you got it.
So I can check that one off the list. It's done. All right, so back to Paul. Keep blowing us away.
Which one of you guys is ready?
Wait, okay, you got Peter in chat.
Say Peter's here in the chat now. So
Peter's gonna have to slow burn this. So this is a new friend that I got today. This
I like new friends.
Is Siege Nemesis Prime.
Nice.
He's a sexy bitch. Anyways, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that figure, it kind of came out of nowhere. No real warning, and the logo. Why is the logo different?
The logo.
Yeah, it's like where it says Siege. It's the word Siege is like a lot smaller, a lot more narrow. It's weird.
Because it's from Japan, and this is the Japanese branding.
Huh. Sure, but why alter
change.
the part that's not Japanese?
But back of the box has black pictures of this toy, but the art is definitely Optimus Prime. So go figure.
Nice.
And the instructions are the Optimus Prime instructions. So whatever they half-assed it a bit.
Is that
but the toy is great
release or what?
This was a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive, so hard to get, but it was definitely advertised. Everyone was snoozing on this one, all right? So there's no excuse.
Why was it not up on Hasbro Pulse is what I want to know. I mean, at the time, I was like, I don't need another Nemesis Prime. But then now it's like, you're seeing all the pictures and everything. I'm like, man, I really wish I would have gotten it. And
shucks.
I know.
Couldn't have predicted that story.
Right. It's kind of like the bump of chicken or whatever thing, too. So.
Well, this is Nemesis Prime. He's no bump of nothing. He's the real deal. So it was available through Takara Tomy Mall. No, it was not available as a select through Hasbro Pulse. This is also not a Generation Select. This is This is SG06, which is the designation in Japan. So just so you know, Studio Series US, they have the numbers, right? And it's like everyone's numbered. Guess what? In Japan, the numbers sequence is different. It's completely different. So they are different releases, different barcodes, different category numbers, all this stuff. But the toys are the same, usually, except this one's not getting released in America. Or if it is, maybe it'll be part of like the Netflix series or something. Maybe if Nemesis Prime is a character, who knows? But yeah, so he's got the tires are painted teal, which is kind of not the usual thing. He's got a Decepticon symbol. It's also painted teal, which is also kind of odd, which I think is cool. And it comes with this pink Alpha Trion sword, but no battle axe. So they replaced the transforming shield axe thing with this translucent pink sword, which is usual.
I'm getting a strong Scourge vibe from that, more than I am the Nemesis Prime.
You mean Black Convoy?
I mean, I think Scourge and
the guy with the upside down G2 symbols.
So anyways, I just got this today. Very, very happy with this. Glad I was able to get one. Well, turns out hard to find. This is going to probably be this is going to be one of those ones like the Black Convoy Binaltech toy where like no one paid attention until it was way too late. And I learned that the right way a long time ago. Don't mess around with Black Optimuses in Japan if you want them.
I remember the way that story ended was Black Alternators Prime, or Black Nemesis Convoy and Alternators ended up showing up in Australia, like en masse, and like heavily.
You sure?
Yes, because that's how I got one.
You sure it wasn't Nemesis Prime from alternators? Because I remember that happening.
Yeah, that's.
But the
Oh,
but the
you're saying Vinyl Tech
talking about
explicitly.
Vinyl
Okay.
Tech, the one that's all metal, the one
Okay.
that was a Tokyo Toy Show exclusive. Like no one, it was $80 and no one bought it, and then suddenly it was 1,000
Wow.
because it was just no one bought it.
Wow.
I think the price has cooled off because everyone hates alternators and Vinyl Tech now, but that one still is. That is
what 15 years now.
Yeah, I mean that's the whale of that entire line is the black convoy. So if you can pick it up, I mean I think most of the regular retailers are sold out, so you might be eBay or Prey from this point on.
I'd say don't feel too bad, Lucas, because we're going to get a black repaint of the Siege one. So.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not really
Price.
that terribly concerned about it. So if I see one pop up, I may end up getting it, but I'm not going to go out of my way. So
that Scourge color scheme is always hot. I like the teal better than the silver, and then they always put it's either translucent red or hot pink, somewhere else on the accents. It always just really pops.
Here's something kind of weird. Look, check out the side. See that red piece?
Yeah.
I just noticed it. Could I just open this while we were talking on the show because I've been so busy today.
Oh.
So there's that weird red piece there. I don't know if it looks like it's painted. So like intentionally red. Maybe it's supposed to represent a window.
Probably.
That's weird.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So back to Jim. Did you have anything else, Jim?
A little bit of indigestion.
All right. We'll move on to Lucas. What's your next?
Okay, so my next thing is so I know that we had that Toy Robot magazine on TFYLP a while ago, and they were doing a Kickstarter to try to start a magazine and all that. Well, the Kickstarter ended up not being successful. But with that, one of the things that they were doing is they were also selling these like foil posters or whatever. And so they ended up selling the posters separately. And so they're actually doing it now. So the one I have, I think was last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. And then they have like a new one every week. And I think that I'm not sure what number they're on right now. But anyway, nevertheless, this is the one of the posters that they had for the Toy Robot. That this is like, I guess, Voltron going up against Unicron, and then it's like a foil, so it's like a paper poster. It was like $20 or whatever, and then it has the metal foil on the front. So it's a slick looking poster. I thought it turned out really well.
I like the was it the starburst effect coming out of the middle? It's pretty neat.
Yeah. Yep. So
yeah, is that like intentional, or is that just how your lights are hitting it? Like, is it meant to radiate like that?
I'm assuming so. Yeah, it's like this is like there's like a foil covering on, and so all of the posters that they did have this foil effect. Like, I'm assuming the effect is different on each poster. But this is the first one. But yeah, so if you want to check out their page. They have a Facebook page, and you can go and purchase the next ones or whatever through their Facebook page. So yeah, so I think it turned out really well.
Very cool.
So, question about that piece of artwork. When I first saw it, I was like, "Wait a minute, haven't I seen that before?" Wasn't that a cover of one of the Unicron issues? Except it was Metroplex flying up there.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. And they just like swapped it out with Voltron, which means the artist probably, had like an alternate version in there. Because there was 6 issues of Unicron leading up to the end of the WW universe. One of them was Metroplex. Either it's redrawn to look like that, or it's like the same artist just like repurposing.
I'd have to grab my issues of Unicron to see, because honestly, it doesn't look familiar. Like that or whatever, but I'd have to check it.
You can drop it in our Discord channel, and you can see.
Oh, grilled cheese! He's making grilled cheese.
Can you show that again, Lucas? I just want to make sure. Oh no, it's not the same. So it's definitely a different artist,
It's
but
indicative.
if you
Yeah.
search Metroplex versus Unicron in Google image search, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
that's like G1 Unicron, but it's very much the same composition.
Nice.
So anyways, I was just curious, and I hadn't figured out the answer until now.
Brains and Wheelie
Yep.
are to scale with Igor in such a way where Brains and Wheelie are like action figures for Igor. And he can hold them. He can hold them. That is awesome.
That's cute.
I think next time I'm going to check to see if Igor can ride RC.
Gonna Katamari or Transformers. All right, so here's my next one here.
Nice.
I got from a buddy of ours, Christian, down in Florida. Not Christian on the show. This is Beast Wars Returns Black Arachnia. Like, remember I got Strika from him a couple months back, and he still had Black Arachnia for sale, so I picked it up. You know, and here she is compared to the original Beast Machines release, and you can see it's not as drastic as a change as some of the Beast Wars Returns, but it's obviously still very notable. You know, she has a much more cartoon accurate colorings this time around, which is kind of the whole point of the Beast Wars Return line and the Telemoka line.
Yeah, it's definitely no Crystal Widow.
No, not that drastic.
That's the orange and the blue.
Yeah, but you know, it was nice to pick her up. You know, bought it from a buddy. He sold them to me her to me at a very good price, and check it off the list. And
So you said that's Beast Wars
or
Returns? That's,
Telemoka. I think it's Returns, but
so it's Japanese.
yeah, you know, it's
Probably Japanese.
you know, we had the Beast Wars 10th line here, and you know, we got Beast Wars Returns and Telemoka in Japan instead. You know, and they did a lot of cartoon accurate sculpts or paint jobs rather. But they were a lot of them. The Beast Wars Return stuff was reportedly made at runs of like 1,000 or 2,000, something like, you know, super small for mainline Transformers. And so, you know, they're really hard to find, and it's like, well, what are they worth? I'll hit up eBay. Oh, there's none. You know, like it's just kind of, you get them what you can get them for. But Christian had got these at a good price, and he passed along the savings to me. So yeah, my Beast Machine self continues to get a little more show accurate. Now, if only I can find the knockoff of Night Scream, I'll be set. The small knockoff they made of it, but it's been long out of print. It's hard to find anymore.
I still want a Botanica of some kind. I think that would be neat.
I would buy it, but I feel like the ship is sailed. Like, I mean, well, like the third party did that Transmutate figure, but then they jacked up the colors. You know, yeah. So it's like, I don't know, why are you going to do it and not get the colors right? But I don't know. Maybe they'll get around to a Botanica. I'm not going to wait for it though.
What they thinking?
Yeah. All right, back to Paul.
Okay. This one I mean, there's a little bit of a story here. I bought this from a cast member or a previous cast member. And it was kind of on a whim. Because remember, I wasn't going to buy anything else this year. But it was for a good cause. Someone was trying to raise some money for someone else. And, I mean, I can name them if... I don't think anyone cares, but... I got this beautiful guy who is Fire Guts, God Jinrai. You got one too. So
now I'm jealous. I don't
have it by the desk.
What?
What are the odds that you would both have that right by your desk?
It's almost like we planned it.
It's almost like I had a spoiler for tonight because I just changed the thumbnail of the video.
Oh,
it's like Paul's got Fire Guts, Robert's got Fire Guts. I've just got, again, indigestion. So it's like an automatic Fire Guts, I guess.
So I have Nucleon Quest as well, but I left him over there. So what is that the history on these? Didn't these both come out? Nucleon Quest, Jinrai, and Fire Guts, God Jinrai come out at the same time, Rob? Do you remember?
I was just getting back into things, kind of in the swing of things when this reissue was happening, but I believe they were all kind of, you know, in that era together. Maybe not. I don't know if they came out, the same day or whatever, but it was they were definitely like, while they had the mold hot, and doing the reissue, and I got the reissue for like $15. Like it was so heavily discounted and was virtually shelf warming, and now it's skyrocketed in price. But yeah,
in the United States, you mean?
Yeah, I mean I got it online from like Toy Wiz or something, and
so the way I remember it is Japan. This is when Toys R Us was doing G1 reissues, and Japan was doing them too, and they were like all the same toys but very different. Yeah. This is before the book style reissues. Yeah. So Japan released God Jinrai, and I think they might have released regular Jinrai again, because that's why the Nucleon Quest is the regular Jinrai, which is Power Master Optimus Prime, and then they did God Jinrai, which has got God Bomber, which is and all the extra pieces, and that had never been released in the United States. So then that was one of the Toys R Us reissues.
Now,
it came in like a G1 box.
The Nucleon Quest. What wasn't that Convoy, not Jinrai? I think they might have marketed that as
I think it's called Nucleon Quest Convoy.
Super Convoy. Yeah.
I think. Okay. I don't know. You'd have to look on the wiki or some shit. I wouldn't know. This is the first time I've ever touched the God Bomber piece of this.
Really?
So that was kind of interesting. Yeah, I never bothered with it because it's not Optimus Prime, and I just never really I don't like Power Master Optimus Prime. So, but I love this.
Wow.
I love this crazy cool. It took me years to really want this, but then I knew it was like getting rare and hard to find, and I was like, there's never, there wasn't. This is the only toy that ever really looked like this until the Bakkan did one. And then I was like, oh God, now I'm never going to get one of these because it's going to be like $1,000 now that there's at least two. But I was able to get this from Duran, our old
Peter says you should be fired
podcast
for
buddy.
Not liking this mold.
I don't like Power Master Optimus Prime.
It's like one of my favorite G1 toys. Like that's the reason I have both repaints of it. I don't know. I find it super fun.
Why? Why?
Yeah,
because it has guns all over it. Or what?
I just find it a lot of fun to play with. I mean, it's all the.
It's the biggest. It's one of the biggest bricks in G1. I just don't like it.
Bricks are fun.
Literally a brick.
Most G1 stuff is fairly brick.
I could break a window with this.
I mean, I bought Grandis here. Like I'm not against bricks.
We're talking about bricks here.
Star Convoy and Diatlas and all that. So I don't know. I mean, I find it's not superposable, but I just find it a lot of fun to transform to the truck mode with a bunch of guns all over it.
No.
And both like the inner robot's really fun, and plugging the Power Master in and the base mode works as far as base modes go. So I've just always found it a very fun toy.
That's fine.
But yeah, he's super pretty.
Definitely. Well, if you guys don't want it or whatever after a while, just let me know, and a couple years down the line.
I mean, this thing might as well be a statue to me. Like a 3-0 or something.
Practically is. I've always been partial to the Jinrai version of that mold anyway. Since they altered it to not only have the excuse me, to have the actual windows instead of the stickers, as well as they've also remolded the arms so that the fist can slide up in where the original Power Master mold did not. So I always thought those were kind of neat.
That's right. This is an upgraded mold. It'd be hard. It's hard to tell. But
I do like how you can go and buy like a relatively rare thing and then just sit there and shit on it and be like, yeah, this thing sucks. It's a brick.
It's a brick, but this isn't Power Master Optimus Prime. This is Fire Guts God Jinrai, and I'm talking shit on Power Master Optimus Prime.
Oh, okay.
Now let me ask you this:
get your facts straight, dog. Let's get this dog on the road.
Those plebes with the regular Power Master Prime, but Paul with his Japan exclusive Jinrai.
Chrome.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, this
looks
Duran had this in his. He was selling a bunch of stuff, and he showed me a photo. He's like, "Do you want any of this?" And I was like, "Nah." And I was like, "Ooh." So what about that? He's like, "Oh, that's not really for sale." And that's never a good thing to say to me. And then
there he is without the front.
And he was. Oh yeah, that looks really good too.
Oh, lopsided.
I just love the gold. The gold is so good.
Yeah. No,
anyways, Duran was willing to part with it. He was, he asked a super fair price. It didn't have the stickers applied too, which was even more like, oh, that's, there's no, you get it. I applied the stickers myself. I told him I was going to as well. I'm like, I'm going to do this just so you know. And, we made the deal and I just got it and I'm really happy with it. And I just want to say thanks, Duran, and hopefully we see you soon.
Yeah, no, I love this mold and I love all incarnations of it. I'm surprised. Well, I kind of am and kind of not that we had the Legends version that came out.
Nice.
I think it was here. Was it Power of the Primes here? And
I
was so disappointed in that toy.
No, wait.
Yeah, it was.
Time's turn. Sorry.
I did not like that toy because again, I'm such a fan of the original, and I was so excited for it. And I was just like, boy, do I hate this thing. And I shuffled it off and hoping that something else happens. Like I know Fans Hobby made one, but it's apparently miserable to combine into combined mode. And I'm just like, I'm going to keep waiting. KFC has one designed from years ago, but it's kind of stalled out. So I don't know if that's ever going to come out.
I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed that no one has released a Fire Guts repaint of, between, like you said, like Fans Hobby or Make Toys, who's dead now, or, Takara or whatever. It's like, someone just give us a Fire Guts.
So are they done then?
Yeah,
I know their website was down, but I don't know.
Make Toys is pretty dead.
I mean, as far as we know, they're dead until we find out they're not. And
okay.
What about my?
I don't know. I mean, I saw earlier that Jason Brin said they're dead. So I feel like if he says they're dead, like if Get Right Robot's saying that, like it's probably true because,
I feel sad for anyone that was looking to complete their cone heads with the Make Toys stuff, because now you're gonna have one of them came out and the other two, maybe they'll come out. I don't know.
Yeah, and you have to placate yourself by spending like $70 on for the Masterpiece version on Big Bad now, right? Like aren't all the official Masterpiece cone heads on like deep discount?
Like, because those things were like $200, $250 Takara Tomy Mall exclusives, and they all just plummeted. And Ramjet had a bunch of quality control issues with the first one, some with the shoulders. I don't know. I didn't follow it that heavily.
I think that we're like finding that like the cone heads really are not like that sought after, because I think that every single person that like has put it out, because I know Toy World put out cone heads as well, and those things went on deep discount as well. So
yep. All right. So on over to Lucas.
All right. So I got my final thing. As you know, since we have not had conventions, some of the artists have decided to sell some of their wares online rather than selling them at conventions. And so Andrew Griffith had a couple of auctions online of some original art. And so I decided to partake. And so I got... This is the this is what Transformers issue 38, page 12, and this is Prowlistator.
Oh, okay.
This is the like when he's like trying to smash Spike. So
the drawings are so much bigger than the comic book page.
Yes, no, they are. But it's really awesome. Like, I mean, I just absolutely love getting all these original art. I have quite a few of these.
Do you frame them all?
But
put them around the house and all that, or?
I do actually. I need to, since I'm going to have some extra time on my hands upstairs. I had talked to my wife about redoing our like family room and taking what we have off the wall. And then like Andrew Griffith has also made this like massive commission. I don't know if people have seen it, but there's like a 4-foot wide commission that he did. Like it's, 3 feet by 4 feet.
Megalitho.
So I got that. I got the black and white version of that. And he just released a color version of that as well that you can actually get from his store. And so both of them are really neat. So I have that, and I have several other pages from from Casey Collier and Alex Milne and all that type of thing too. So I will Prince as well.
Awesome.
With it. So like and signed all of them. So it's like I didn't just get, the original art page. I got like of prints, which I love. I mean, that's one of the things now that when I go to TFCon and stuff like that is I actually, I take my art book with me, and I actually probably spend more money on art than I do on figures, just because and also too, I mean, like all of those artists, all the IDW artists are just amazing people. I don't know if you guys follow any of them on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, but they're just really nice people, and so it's I just like to kind of support those guys too. So
Sounds like you're suffering from late stage transformerism. No more toys to buy. Branching out.
Oh, I still have plenty of toys. Don't
always toys to buy.
There's always toys to buy, but yeah, I like art too. I'm just kind of an art. I mean, obviously, I've shown off some of the statues I've gotten and stuff like that too. So, but
cool.
That's great that you're supporting the artists, because a lot of them are hurting right now.
Yeah,
especially with the cons not being
existing
in full swing anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the other thing is like comics, they shut down the printers right now. And so I was able to get, I think like last week was like the last week, I think, of actual like print editions of comics. So for like a month, like I at least right now they're supposed to come back in May.
We'll see.
But
if you're looking for stuff and you can't go to your comic shop because it's not open or something, and I just wanted to plug Sabertron.com's eBay store. He is blasting comics out, new comics. So it's a good option. Check it out. And he might even be running a sale. So
I know, like even my local comic shop and like my card shop too. Like all of those, they're still open and they're still shipping things out. And so I would highly suggest, like if you're thinking about like if you need some stuff to read, like message them, see what they have, and they may have some good recommendations for you. Because like I know my local comic shop's doing that too, where they're like, oh, like hey, like we're gonna do a reading group thing here. I've got a bunch of issues of The Watchmen. Who wants that? Or who wants like whatever kind of thing. So then that way you can kind of support some of these local businesses that while we're kind of having this stuff, because it can still definitely ship out even if the store's closed. So
cool. All right, well, to move on from cool art and awesome stuff like local artists or artists directly supporting the artists, let's talk about cheap garbage. I bought this Battlemaster ramp guy. This thing is fucking terrible.
G1 sound barrier.
It's like, dude, it was like what, $6 or $7. Like it wasn't expensive. I didn't look at any reviews of it or anything about it. I was like, I want to get one and try one and just see what I think about it. It's so bad. Like,
dude, I'll take that over G1 Power Master Prime any day.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard. You could not say anything worse. I love the idea of a ramp master, but this is just bad. It's a robot. Like, ta-da! There, I've transformed it. Like, technically, the arms and the feet plug in, and that's it. Like, there's no elbows.
I mean,
there's no knees. There's nothing.
Have you?
It's just.
Have you seen the guy re-editing G1 Transformers the movie and putting sound barrier in it?
No.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's like high level Transformers comedy. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, you need to share a link to that.
That aside, he comes with a little blast effect, which I like the blast effects. They barely fit on him. Like, they're supposed to be on him when in his ramp mode, because his ramp is farting explosions or something. But check it out. Check it out. Oh hey, it actually stayed that time. But yeah, it barely fits on there. It is not snug by any means. It's like the one thing it's supposed to do, and it barely does it.
Rob, just out of curiosity, did you pick up any of the other Battle Masters?
I mean, there's no other ramp masters,
like from
right?
Siege. No, not the ramp, but I'm saying the actual like the target masters.
I think I've gotten a couple. Paul sending me a couple, the ones from the Skywarp set, but it's like I might have one.
And do they have elbows or knees? Because I don't recall that
No.
on any of
No.
them.
No.
So
Like, it's not surprising.
honestly, like most of the Micromasters don't have freaking elbows or
No,
knees.
they don't. But a lot of them have knees, and elbows. A lot of the Micromasters do. But I mean, well, I wouldn't say a lot. I think most of them have knees. Anyways, it's hit or miss. I'm just saying, like, all it does is a ramp folds down. So I was like, maybe they could put something more into the rest of it, and they didn't. It's fucking stupid. Comes with this weird skull attached to a spine accessory too. I don't know what that's about. That's a really odd. It came with Sub-Zero. I got in. Yeah, got a big ice effect.
So Peter says Hasbro is propping up the floor polish industry.
No kidding. Yeah, this. I don't know. I was interested in the idea because I like quirky, goofy stuff. Like I'm Mr. Rocklords over here. I don't mind you transforming into stupid shit. This is just, blop. Now it's on the floor over there because I threw it.
Well, he just like Alpha Bravo and whatever the off-road dude's name was, he was in G1. You just have to rewatch it, and that's why I posted those clips. I posted those clips in the chat, so you can watch. He was always there, man.
All right, I'll watch this.
In fact, that's how Optimus Prime defeated Megatron.
Oh, God. All right, well, I'll have to watch that later. Man, you're gonna confuse people. You're posting as under the TFYLP.
I know.
account.
I don't know how to. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it's me. Surprise.
Is it me or Paul?
I'm logged in and
We're the same. All right, I think we're about to our last round here.
I guess so.
So, what's your biggest, boldest, BFGest gun? I've been playing Doom Eternal. On the mind.
Ooh, I thought about buying that.
I just beat it like literally today. Finally.
Do you play? Is it multiplayer? Sorry to go off topic.
It has like a battle mode where you plays a demon versus a slayer. But yeah.
Okay, so like I couldn't buy it and we'd like bro out and play it or anything.
A little bit, but it'd be against each other for the most part. Anyways.
Okay. So I am excited for this. I'm probably the most excited for this.
I hope so. You're the one that spent the money on it.
I don't think it's going to. I think more people will be like, the Jinrai was cooler. So sorry if that's the way you feel. So here's something I might have shown on this show before. I don't remember. And this, can someone tell me what this is for the listeners?
That's the ATB Megatron.
Oh, there's something in a bright yellow.
I'm sorry. It's very. It's in an AFA box and it's wrapped in plastic, so that's why it's reflecting
got like some fluorescent orange letters. It's kind of hard to make out.
So this, I've had this.
Decent to translate.
I have had this for quite a while. This is something that this is like something I never thought I'd get. I got a hold of it quite a few years ago. I think it was the most I've ever paid for a single piece, and I'm fine with that because it's like the ultimate piece for me. This is ATB Megatron, which is a 2-pack, and the reason I got it is because it comes with the Starscream. So the little jet is Starscream, the big jet is Megatron. It's the Stealth Bomber set,
and it's
okay.
Technically Starscream because it says so on the back of the box, type of thing. Like it's not in any fiction or anything of that nature. It's not like he ever appears.
Well,
right?
Honestly, he becomes Starscream again in Beast Wars 2nd, I think, or is it Neo? I don't know. It's the Japanese. But then this is not Megatron. It's BB, BB and Starscream. So this was like the first iteration of this toy. It's G2. It was unreleased. A few package samples apparently got out. Here's one of them. Mostly employees that were working there have them, and they've trickled out. On the box you can see it says Megatron and Starscream. Voila, right there. I am one of the weird people that swears to Christ that I saw this in the store, because back in 91 or 92, I knew about this thing because I saw it in a store.
Except you didn't,
and I was like,
it never went to stores.
No, it did. There was like some samples that went out, but this was in Iowa. This is the Davenport Target in Iowa. Back in that era, whatever. I swear I saw it because how would I even know it existed? Because I saw it on the shelf. I was like, oh, cool. Megatron's a jet. Weird, but he's a stealth bomber. That's awesome. But I didn't have any money back then. I was just like oogling what's on the shelf. So anyways, I have it. So yay, whoop-de-doo. That's not what I bought. But so the problem is that's in an AFA case. I'll never, ever get to open that up.
You're going to have to make a sequel to Cut the Tape called Smash the Case.
How much time do we have? Do you want the whole story, or do you want the? You want me
We've
just
been
to get
going. We're over
Yeah,
an hour.
no, keep going. Do the
I'm getting
story.
conflicting reports here.
Give us the 7 minutes.
Who supersedes
the
each
7-minute
other?
version.
Okay. Someone I know bought that from someone else I turned out to know, and I've always been trying to get a hold of a loose Starscream from it. I don't care about the Megatron. I would take it if it was like, but it's like I don't care. And so like this never. No one ever wants to break up the set.
Yeah,
right?
why would you?
Why would you do that? Well, guess what? Back at TFCon, I met a dude named Lord Megatron.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
We have an interview with
We
him.
all kind of he was interviewed on one of our shows by somebody, and so I got to know him at TFCon. He came in and saw my room, and we chatted, and I was like, "Oh, you like Megatron? Great." Oh, so turns out he's like, "Hey, I bought this set. Do you want the Starscream?" Because I don't want that stupid Starscream. I was like,
"Boy, did you
You
find the
are-
right person."
I was like, "Boy, you bullshitting me,"
Yeah.
you know. But so he gets it, and he sends me this photo. I wish I could show it. The Postal Service destroyed the box. It was destroyed. So it's a good thing he was already planning to break that thing up, or he would have been a sad
So
bastard.
Was
And
his a sealed box?
Yes.
And so
But he was planning to open it. And the guy who he bought it from ended up giving him, I mean, it's like in that situation, like who's at fault? It's the Postal Service. But like, also we're going from Canada to the United States, which like good luck trying to get any money back doing that. And I think there was, I don't know what the negotiations were. I think they like tried to make it okay with each other. I think everyone's happy. I'm definitely happy because I told him like whatever your final price is, I'll pay this percentage of it. I think I said I would pay 30% of the total to get the Starscream because the Megatron's a big thing. And here he is.
awesome.
And the reason it's, and you know, the thing that's, I've tried to get this guy before, but I got scammed. It was a dude in Japan that had it, and he was like posting the wrong photos. And I was able to get my money back before he shipped it, so it didn't matter. But it sucked because I thought I might have had it. So the tells here are the face. The head is very important because the head on the mass-produced one would be Smoke Jumper. Peter, do you know? Come on, I know you're listening.
The one with Dreadwind, you mean, or?
Yes, the one with
I
Dreadwind.
didn't think it came out
That would
in
be
purple and black and stuff.
It was very close to
Really?
this,
Okay.
but the head is completely different. I think it's black. This has got the blue face paint and the gray head, and then the stickers are important.
It says Star.
It says O2 Starscream. I think it's like a matte finish. I would have to look compared to my Beast Wars second version because the reason this is sometimes overlooked is because the deco is so very similar to the mass release one, but it's the nuances that are different. They're like all the plastic colors are slightly different. So I transformed it from jet mode, and you know the final tell is that face, and I was so happy when I transformed it and saw the face was the right one. So it was all legit. It was super cool. Sorry the deal kind of went wacky for you, Lord Megatron and Cobra Zartan, but I was a very beneficial bystander of this deal. I'm very happy. I think I'm done. I don't need anything else. Ever. No more Transformers for me.
you say that, and then 2 weeks from now, you're like, you wouldn't believe something just popped into my feed.
Those Transformers they released on the moon. Some guy has a whole set of them. So the reason I wanted to make sure Peter was around because like, he is really looking for one of these, and I know not this, but the set. You know, it's one of his like major grails, and whenever I see one, I try to help him. I try to at least notify him. He already knows every time, but But one of these days, I'll have my ear to the floor, and hopefully the price is right for him. And I know someone that has one, but I haven't been able to grease those wheels enough yet for him.
Well, that's awesome. That's definitely a grail for you then, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
Given that you're
just the fact that like you said, sometimes it's the condition, it's this or that. The price was right, the condition was right. Like transforming it was scary because like it'd never been transformed ever, and it's like super. The plastic is it almost feels like brittle, like little parts kind of shaved off in one of the sections. I was like, oh dear. So I'm gonna put this in a plastic. I'm gonna go as soon as I can go to the container store safely. Don't go out toy hunting, you dumbos. It's not essential.
That's what I was wondering, Paul. Like now,
I'm gonna get it in a case.
Are you going out toy hunting like in like a gas mask and like gloves, like a PPE suit or something?
So going out toy hunting is the most irresponsible, selfish bullshit you could possibly be doing right now. So if you're doing it, don't tell anyone. Okay? Don't go posting photos online because the asshole police will come for you.
You merely adapted the toy store. I was born in it.
No, just to let let's talk some wallet talk. These
although I will say
for the same price.
Jeez.
Someone could legitimately have to go to like 8 different Targets or whatever just to find toilet paper.
If that's really why you're going, stay out of the toy aisle. I mean,
Surgical strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's tough out there, guys, and I don't want to get on. I'm on a soapbox. I mean, it's my wallet time. Don't do it. Just wait. You can wait. You can order it online. You can do anything other than risk your life and risk other people's lives. So, yippity doo dah.
Yippity day. All right.
Like you always say, Rob, toys are not essential to life.
They're not that important. They're fun.
Unless it's this one.
It's great when we can enjoy it, but it's bottom of the totem pole. And, we're lucky to be able to enjoy it as much as we are and talk about it on 3 live shows a week, plus a couple other shows. So, do you have anything else, Lucas?
Ron, no,
okay.
Hunt for me, no.
Yeah. I have a couple other small things, but I'm going to kick them back for now and save them for some goodies for next show. Try not to go all at once. I'm hoping in the not too distant future we get those TFCon exclusives mailed out. I'm kind of curious what that is because they were supposed to be at the show. I wonder if they got delayed because of everything else, so they weren't going to be at the show anyways. Or if there's been something getting them routed through their online store and get them shipped out. But I'm looking forward to that coming in.
Well, shipping is so screwy right now anyway, so...
Is it? Like within the U.S.? Like I've sold... eBay sales have actually picked up for me.
Not within the... I think within the U.S., I think it's pretty much fine. I mean, but anything international is screwy.
I still don't have my ex-Transbots gravestone. They mailed it January 8th. And... Oh, wait. No, I take it back. The last tracking update was January 8th. And so then they shipped me another one early March, and its last tracking update was March 9th. I'm probably going to have to get a third one shipped out.
Wow.
I actually got something off of eBay. Like, I don't even remember when I got it. Like, it was like in like December or January or something like that. And like, I literally just got it.
Wow.
So.
I mean, I had, there's definitely, there's a potential for some screwiness because I had one of my overseas wholesalers like reach out to me privately and be like, yo, what's going on in America? Because I guess when they locked down California, there's like a lot of buyers in California, and they all were like, "Don't ship it, no!" Because I guess it was kind of they were one of the first states to lock it down. But as far as I know, the postal system is like still humming, pretty good. I told them to ship my shipment to Chicago, and it arrived today, except one of the 6 boxes is delinquent for some reason. And that's FedEx, and it's still supposed to show up. It's just, it got separated from the others. That might just be a regular snafu. I have not had problems at all.
I know, obviously, getting stuff out of China where so much stuff is made and so many of third-party toys are made, like, the shipping factory shut down. So that's what started a big delay, and that's just kind of cascaded. a lot of those companies are
Right.
dealing with hell of customer support. Be like, where's my stuff? And like, there's a global pandemic. You need to be patient. So that's why I'm not blowing up Show Z. Like, where's my toy? I know what's going on. They said that if there's 45 days with no tracking updates, then they'll ship out another one. It's like, okay, I'll wait. I'll be patient. I'll get my toy eventually. It'll be cool, and I'll be able to talk about it on the show. I think me and Peter are the only ones buying that set. I don't know if Peter's got his yet or not, but
I was able to get a private sale from China got to me, but they shipped it right before in China things have been like going nuts for way before us.
Yeah.
So It would have been in the middle of their problems,
we were on
but I was still able to get it
when the news was breaking, and so
shit!
Cruise ships don't really have internet. Like even if you pay for the crappy Wi-Fi, it's crappy, and So sometimes we're at port, I could hit data and get a little bit or whatever. And I was like, Wuhan virus, whatever. I honestly didn't pay much attention to it. And then turns out we're pretty sure we had the flu coming home, like the normal flu. And my daughter got the real flu. And then we think we all actually got the flu. That's why I had that cough for 6 weeks. But none of us had corona, thankfully. But yeah. It was just, that's when, all the toys started getting delayed. I was like, I'll get back for my cruise. I'll have my gravestone in. No. Turns out the world was falling apart.
Is everything, how are things by you, Jim? Since we're on this topic.
As far as me personally, I'm currently on a medical 14-day quarantine as a precaution. Who follow me on social media, I'm sure you've probably seen what's been going on as of late. But I just got word today that results came back negative.
Good.
So I've got that going for me, but I'm under the quarantine as a precautionary measure, and I'm going to just enjoy the time off of work. My mind needs to rest. And so, I'm just enjoying sitting around, not doing much of anything.
Well, stay safe.
It's kind of nice for once.
Yeah, relax. I think you deserve it right now.
Yes, I need to just become lethargic for a while.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up our show for tonight. So, thanks everybody participating in live chat. There was a lot of people. Remember, we also have a Discord server up. There's a link in the description of the YouTube video. So feel free to hit that up if you're listening to us on audio. You can drop a note on our Facebook group or send us a question on our Facebook page. We'll answer it with the Discord link if you'd like to join us there. Discord's just a live chat app. It's real popular in gaming communities. You put it on your phone. You can use it on your desktop as well. It's a lot simpler than Facebook is for real-time chat. This was Out to My Wallet, part of the TF Talk Network. Remember that we got a bunch of live shows. Mondays is our bread and butter show, TFYLP. Monday nights on YouTube. Tuesday nights is Microcasters on Facebook, and of course, Out to My Wallet here. Fridays, Cut the Tape goes up. It's a pre-recorded segment. On Sundays, we have the TF Talk News segment that's going on, produced by the mysterious Mr. Starscream. If you like us, enjoy what we do, hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/TFYLP. Tiers is starting at $1. It helps us pay for our server costs, which hosts our podcast, which I know I think the majority of people consume our content via podcast. And that part's not free, unfortunately. Thanks for showing up, and I think that's it. I think it's a wrap.
I missed Ouch My Wallet, man. The show is so good.
Tiers do start at $1. We charge for all of your tiers.
I mean, the Patreon is great, a great way to support us. But I think at this time, if you're really thinking about it, maybe you could donate. We don't need the money. Like, you could put it somewhere more important for the time being. Like, support those artists that Lucas was talking about or something.
I agree.
So. Support your local businesses if you can. Order takeout if you can. Like, I know a lot of local restaurants that we like to eat at are starting to shut down. And they're like, we'll be back in a month. And cross fingers, but restaurant business is hard work anyway. So keep us in mind. But maybe wait until this blows over. We'll still be here producing content.
We won't say no.
That's right. So support local businesses. A lot of the smaller stores not so much have a lot of supplies. You might just keep an eye out on them.
Yeah.
And
Stay
just
6 feet away
stay
from
safe.
them.
Yes.
Help them from a distance. Do a porch drop.
Stay safe. Follow all the recommendations, all the orders and everything from state and local officials.
Can I
Just
say
hang
one
in there.
Can I end with one cheeky thing about the 6 feet rule?
Yeah.
Just guys, it's a radius, not a straight line.
Mhm.
Okay? Because like I go to the post
Wait.
office and everyone's
People thought it was a straight line.
I mean, you're kind of stuck when you're in a hallway. You're stuck that way. But like, it's just hilarious of how many people just walk right past you like this. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I'm standing here. I'm walking
Sometimes it's
here.
tough.
All right. Well, we'll see you at our next live show on Monday. So, good night, everybody.
Thanks, host Rob.